Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, Welcome to the audio room here. My name is Sowore, and today's Sunday. I'm reaching you live from Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria. I am just here to have a discussion about the election, which is 7 months away, and to actually just ask your opinions about what are the next steps you think we should be taking as we go into this election. I know a lot of you like to express how you feel about these things they're writing, but I also think so many of you love when we have an interaction here to discuss the future of Nigeria. And as I usually do, I want to hear from you. But before we do that, let me just say hello to those who have joined us. We have a number of people here who have joined, and I want to urge you to share this audio room. Let me thank Prince, Babatunde, Kenneth, Mudiaga, Gladys, Ni Ama, Esoge, Pablo, Bolaji, Oni, Lion, Adedibu, Lucky, Isiaka, James, Dr. Ebenezer, I think, Stanley C, Wasi. You're all welcome to this show. It's Sunday. Typically, Sundays are Emmanuel. Sundays are a little more difficult days for people to join shows because here in Nigeria, and I think all over the world, people go to church very early. And those who may not be in church might be actually preparing to go to church. But I know in the US, so many of you are still in bed, very deep asleep. So we're just going to go with our brothers and sisters in Nigeria who are awake. But I also know that there's one of our colleagues who comes in every day from California at this time, regardless of whether it's a Saturday or Sunday. So this has been, I think, our 6th episode of this. I remember now, but this has been going well. But part of the reasons why I didn't come on yesterday was because we've now also added the couch to mode of broadcast and outreach to so many of you. So kindly share this. Kindly do share this. And if you want to participate, all you need to do is indicate you know how to do that on your Facebook app, and we'll call you. Introduce yourself and where you're reaching us from, and then please try and make it as short as possible so that we can take as many comments as possible. Feel free to ask questions, make your comments, and let's respect that we're not the only ones here. So just go straight to the point. Whether you have a question, a suggestion, a comment, whatever it is you want to say, let's just not take too much of other people's. Don't let us take too much of the time available. I have 2 people already who have indicated their interest to speak. I have Ken Wadike and I have His Delight here approving them. And if you haven't approved, you can speak so that we can just go ahead and have a very productive conversation. As I've always told you guys, this is the only presidential candidate that talks to you directly, and I will continue to do that, either by dismiss or others, before we get into the election mode, like campaign mode, in which I think a lot of energy is always directed there. I have D. Dimeji, I have Johnson Kolapo, Dr. Ebenezer Alade, Oluwagbemi. Thank you very much. You guys have been approved to join and speak. Like I said, Ken, can you take it away? I see Ken and his delight.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, we're taking Ken first, please. His delight, can you please mute for now?
Hello, good morning, Mr. Sowore. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning, Ken.
Yes, this is Ken. I'm reaching from Port Harcourt.
You're welcome. Happy Sunday to you.
Happy Sunday to you too, and our listeners. Happy Sunday to everyone here.
Yes.
Please, I want to ask you very quickly these few questions as a presidential candidate.
Yes.
Eventually, if you become the president of Nigeria, how do you intend to solve this insecurity? Because insecurity have become a very big issue in Nigeria.
That's right.
So how do you intend intend to solve the insecurity problems? How do you also intend to tackle, because I've not heard you speak about these issues, and also your wide reach. Do you have, for instance, I'm from Abia State, do you have a governorship candidate in Abia State? How do you intend to win an election when you don't have candidates across all 36 states and state constituencies in Nigeria? So I just want to ask you these few questions. And the economy itself is another problem. How do we go about this economy today that is, in fact, is near to nowhere, in fact, is nowhere?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much, Ken. I appreciate your questions are threefold. One is insecurity. The second is if I have, or if our party, the African Action Congress, has a candidate in Abia State, and the last one is economy. Let me answer the middle one first, so that we can clear that. We have a candidate in Abia State as a governorship candidate, and other candidates from the state. Part of the issue we had, as probably you've heard, is that we just got back our party on June 3rd this year. The party was hijacked by impostors for almost 3 years. I myself was restricted to Abuja for most of the last 3 years. So that answered, we also have candidates across, not in all the states in the Federation, but across the country, largely within the shortest time available that we had to put candidates. So Ken, I want to correct one impression that you have not heard me speak about these issues. I have spoken extensively about what we design as Spicer Hate, which is how to tackle security, how to tackle the power sector problems, infrastructure, how to tackle corruption, how to deal with economic problems, how to restructure Nigeria, healthcare, agriculture, education, how to use technology to solve a variety of problems, and tourism as well. So with regards to insecurity or security, as you mentioned, our mode would be to look at it holistically. But immediately we must stop the bleeding. And that is what I call short-term solutions, which is to go directly now, make changes within the security sector that can boost the confidence, efficiency, and the ability or capacity of the military of our security forces across board to tackle a range of criminal activities, terrorism. This will go by way of motivation, proper training, obtaining equipment that are necessary, and having collaboration internationally in case of terrorism, and locally to ensure that all the security agencies are well coordinated to be interacting in terms of intelligence sharing, in terms of collaboration, because one of our problems within Nigeria right now is that you have all of them are acting as rogue units. Even within the police, for instance, the IG abandons the hierarchy or the command structure of the police, sets up, all these real units and controls them as he wishes. That will be completely eliminated. And to create an accountability structure within the security agencies to ensure that we use technology as a means of looking at performance. If you are the DPO of a police station in Port Harcourt, for instance, we want to know how you are dealing with crime there. We want to have a central database system across Nigeria in which everybody that is arrested, for crimes of a certain degree, especially uh, criminal actions, are booked, fingerprinted, so that if in the future they go ahead and commit another crime, whenever they are booked or arrested, you just check if they have committed another crime in the past, and that would increase the gravity of their punishment. That's just one aspect. Then there's a medium term goal of fighting security, and then there's the long term. The long term will have to do with the root causes of insecurity. And this is where we talk about economic empowerment, boosting employment, ensuring that we have a national security architecture that's able to detect crime and don't let them happen before it overwhelms society. The medium term is how we create a policing structure that defines the role of the security agencies. I don't want to see, as president of Nigeria, soldiers, carrying out traffic stops on the streets. They should be outside the perimeters of the country where the police is adequately trained, motivated, and disciplined enough to do its job within Nigeria, because the police have personnel to deal with these issues. With
Okay,
regards to
sir,
economy,
because we have a
wait,
lot
let me.
of people on the queue, sir.
I know. Yes, with
Okay.
regards to economy, yeah, the economic system doesn't exist. I have said it many times, and I'll repeat it here. Nobody can define what Nigerian economy is. What I see in Nigeria is a vulcanizer economy, as I like to refer to it, where we're just passing along. I will put in place an economic structure that deals with, ensuring that the economy, the macroeconomic and microeconomic structures in the country are completely managed by competent people, that we deal with how an economic structure should exist in such a way that not only does it answer to our needs as a people, but it also clearly defined in such a way that we know the products that we're producing and we're engaging in production. But you cannot do this, as I've said several times, without battling the issue of security, because nobody comes into a country to invest if the country is insecure. And nobody will come and invest in your country when you don't have 24 hours electricity. So this also will have to be addressed first before we can define our economic goals. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ken. I'll take my next uh, person is Delight. Are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
So,
Yes.
nice,
Well,
nice to speak with you this morning. And good morning to all our listeners. I'm speaking
happy
from,
Sunday to you. Where are you calling?
okay.
Can you please increase the volume of your device a bit,
Yeah,
or maybe raise your
yeah,
voice a bit more?
yeah, I'm speaking for Spain.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, I wanted to
Spain, you
commend
said.
you. Yeah, for
Yeah.
Spain. I wanted to commend you for what you are doing. Thank you so much for your work. And for the last person that you just speak with, that is asking you what will you do for security? I'm not against it. I believe actually is just hear about you. For me, I'm not speaking with you since I'm hearing about it, but I'm following you to your common campaign. You know,
Yes.
for being a member of a church, let me just use that word. For being a member of a church, you don't just wake up in one church. You could have been a different church. The one who convinced, maybe where you are being convinced much, that is where you will say and say, okay, this is my pastor. Did you get it?
Yes.
So, like all I can say, you have won my heart in a way that if you wish to be a pastor, or maybe you're a pastor, maybe your church, I could have been going to your church today. I could have switched from where I am to be in your church.
Mm.
But what paid me most, I've never thought anything about politics ever since I've been in Nigeria. But when I come to this civilized world, I understand we are like going backward. So my eye keep on opening. But to cut the story short, what paid me most, what I shed tears every day, I cry for our youth in both our celebrity also. Because they travel most, they know about what happened in the world. I don't know why they say they don't need old people. We don't need old people. We don't need old people. Only if you as Omoyele Sowore, if you didn't go outside to campaign for this election, you have done the best. Only what you did for your former campaign, former election that they just read. You know what your campaign is shake the whole world. Anyone that hear you know you are saying the fact. There's nothing like what can you do, what can you do, what can you do. I don't know if you are hearing me.
I can hear you loud and clear.
So all the campaign, I follow up each campaign. So what I'm trying to say, thank you so much for what you are doing. If for anything at all, history will bear your witness, and God will bless your generation to generation. Because, like I say, I don't know why all the answers, if all the answers, the way they are calling Obina, they use that mission, that's the to follow you with your stamina, with your idea. I believe even by now, Buhari for not come out. The way they are following Obi, if you are the one that push forward like this, by now Buhari will not be where to be found. Because I know your zeal, I know your capacity, I know when you speak. So just continue what you are doing. Don't this one that they are telling you match with this one, calculate with this one, my brother. History will bear your witness. Whether you become president this one or you couldn't become a president, but history will keep on remembering you. And I pray God will strengthen you for this your work that you are doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, it's light. I appreciate why your comments. I want to keep telling people who follow this our ministry today Sunday that we are doing this for a variety of reasons, and one of it you've mentioned, even if it is not for now, it will be on record that when the country was confused, we weren't confused. When there's collaboration necessary or connivance, we didn't connive. When there were compromises made, we didn't compromise. During NSAS, what was I hated for by the same celebrities? I kept saying that you cannot run a campaign of this magnitude. This is an opportunity to change Nigeria. They said no, they only want to fight police brutality. And the police brutality they said they wanted to fight is back, even more ferociously than we fought it, because of the selfish nature of some of the celebrities we are talking about. They wanted to take glory for NSAS, even when NSAS had not reached halfway. They were all going all over the place. They were using it to get blue badges on Twitter. They were using it to get followership. They were using it to make money. But when the government went and shot at people at Lekki, most of the celebrities disappeared. They stopped talking about NSAS. I was one of the few people, and it means few people, lawyers like Femi Falana, that kept going after the government, and we made sure that people who were injured got justice. Those who were killed and they were exposed, the government was exposed for killing them, and those who remained in prison, we made sure that we went after everybody we could get out of prison. There's still one or two persons, or I even heard over 200, who are still in prison. Nobody's talking about them again. They've jumped to another issue. So I am not worried. I've made it very clear to everybody who come around and ask this question, why don't you merge? That there's no merger that can happen between day and night, or light and darkness. And I mean it. It's not something that, I'm apologetic about, and they know that. Instead of dealing with that, they'll say, Sowore doesn't want to work with anybody. It's not that I don't want to work with anybody, but I cannot go work with people who I know don't have they don't have any plans in place to do anything different than what we've had before. And I'm very, very clear about this. So it's the reason why you see them, it doesn't matter what you say. My position is, look, I stand here and I stand with the people and I stand where I've always been, which is the last 32 years. I've done the same thing all over again. I mean, over and over again, which is standing on the right side of history. So I want to thank you, Delight, for that. Thank you so much. I've just put on my timeline on Facebook, an interview I granted this last week that explains some of the questions that some of you might have. It's a bit long, about 58 minutes, but it covered a lot of ground in terms of where we are today and solutions to so many of these problems that are facing us. Anything campaign that we're having and that is not solution driven is not going to take us anywhere. We'll be back again after 2023 with everybody complaining or everybody denying. But that's not my worry. I'm pushing for greater goals and higher ideals. And I want to keep telling you all that nothing will make me change my position until real solutions are found. And I believe we can do it now or we'll regret it later. Thank you, Light, for your contribution. Dr. Ebenezer, I see you're there. You've been there for a while.
Yeah. Good morning,
You're
sir.
welcome. Happy Sunday. Yes.
I wish you the same.
Yes.
I'm speaking from Ibadan.
Oh, you're welcome, sir.
Yeah, I've been one of your evening followers over the years, and I so much believe in what you're doing.
Thank you.
Just that you are doing the right thing at the place where right is like anything right is like a taboo. Sir, my main concern about this move of retooling, refertilizing Nigeria that I so much believe is your passion and your mission is how we are going to be pragmatic about it. Because we know the gravity of these cabal and cartels that are in power in Nigeria. And they are like a strong lion who will never let their prey, that is the citizenry of this country, go. So, and we know how strong they are. We don't need to underestimate them by any means. But I want to cite an example of a vibrant broadcaster who is now having a private radio station here in Ibadan, who is into human rights, and we're very same. Just of reason, because of a case he's handling, he was arrested and taken to Abuja. And before you know it, every nook and cranny of Ibadan, the ordinary people were crying, shouting, fighting. There was a protest at the police headquarters. Why? Because he has been able to go to the grassroots and begin to touch lives of ordinary people. So I so much believe that until Omoyele Sowore becomes household names among ordinary people, pepper sellers, pure water sellers, because I want to believe that as at now, it is only some of us that are a bit educated, that are familiar with what you're doing and believe in what you're doing. I think a lot needs to be done at the grassroots, in the markets, in every compound, so that people will really know there is a man with such passion to transform Nigeria. And let me tell you, there are some leaders that people are willing to die for, just because they've been able to touch their land. It may not be that they give them money. Like this broadcaster I'm saying is, I don't think he's giving people money, and he's not even using his personal money. If you seize your case, bring it online, use his Facebook platform to appeal to people. And I've never seen a situation that they wanted to help people, and Nigerians contributed over 17 million in one day. over a case. And that man has been able to do it on his platform just because he's touching life. So I believe this party needs to do something about that. And apart from fighting for human rights, defending democracy, I think you as a person needs to also design. We Nigerians are living below poverty line, and these people, what they do, they know the psychology of ordinary Nigerians. So they know that because of poverty, if somebody that has been out of school for the past 10 years, and it maybe his salary is just 30,000 naira in a month, and somebody just come, oh, you can beat drum, you can sing. If I give you 500,000, can you mobilize people and sing for me and follow me to my campaign? That is why we are seeing people that are following them. They are being paid, and the kind of money they give them may be an amount they've never seen in their lives.
That's right.
So they are what we see them doing is against their mind because they know the truth. They are just doing their job, what they were,
Exactly.
what they were paid for. So if we can think on we're very same we can take to the grassroots, if we can think on um, investment, maybe foreign investors we can bring to the country who can create job for people in the name of either the party or Omoyele Sowore, it will go a very long way. That's the truth about it.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Doctor, thank you so much for joining us this morning and for your uh, information. I know the broadcaster you're talking about, Toriyomi
Yeah,
Hamzat.
yes, I didn't want to mention his name.
Yes. In fact, when he was arrested, I was mobilizing in Abuja here to go to the police headquarters. And the moment I started calling them, I also posted on my Facebook page. The next morning, before I could get to the headquarters, I had released in my head. I saw the live in Ibadan.
Yeah,
What you need here, you're saying, is that we need collaboration.
yeah,
Oriyomi Hamzat did not become a household name all by himself. It's because of people
mhm,
like him. Tell people about him, you share his work
yeah,
and discuss him. It's the same thing we should do for this campaign. See, one of the things we should not forget, and this is very important, is that if you do any work for a good candidate, you are not helping, you are not doing the candidate a favor. You are doing
yeah,
yourself a favor. You understand?
mm,
Um, this is the truth. All of us must rise and make, not even me, but a good idea a household name. Otherwise, you can make it a household name, and everybody will know Riyomi Hamzat, for example. I'm using him as a generic example.
yeah, yeah,
And he will still lose election in Ibadan. You understand? Why would he lose election in Ibadan? I'm just saying. Is that the people who are the ritualists have more supporters than an Oriyomi Hamzat on the streets because they have money. Because our political ideals are not strong enough. We have not elevated it to the point that the right people can continue to enjoy mass support. Go and put Oriyomi Hamzat eh, in an election against the man he's been campaigning against that made him most popular in Oyo State, in Osun State. Oriyomi will lose because people will still collect money at the polls, at the polling units. Let me give you an example. The man accused of killing Bola Ige became a senator while he was in detention.
uh-huh,
Do you know he's the secretary to the APC today? I'm talking
yeah.
about
Yes,
Omisore.
he's my hometown. I'm from Modakeke.
So, but there are good people I know of a professor in Modakeke that cannot win an election in Modakeke. But we know of a that can do that. So this is why we keep pushing these revolutionary ideals to our people. That until that period, that every right-thinking person can prevail on wrong-thinking persons, you stand no chance of changing the. Even if I bring foreign investors today and I start employing people in the name of Sowore, the people who are local investors who have more access to money will still defeat the idea as long as the environment we operate in is skewed against good conscience. So I thank you very much, Doc, for joining us this morning. We keep talking,
Yes, sir.
but don't
No
relent.
problem.
Keep reaching out to our people, the pepper sellers. Tell them they don't have to sell pepper for the rest of their life too. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. Let me take D. D, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Thank you.
Good
Good morning.
morning.
Happy Sunday to you.
Yeah.
Please, guys, let's share this our compact, you know, Sunday morning preachment. Let's share it. Thank you. Go
Happy
ahead,
Sun,
please.
happy
D.
Sunday, Mr. Sowore.
Happy Sunday. Where are you reaching us from, D?
I'm reaching you from Lagos.
You're welcome today. Go ahead, please. Take it away.
Yeah. Uh, all right. I really appreciate what you've been doing for the youth. It's been awesome, honestly, because I could remember in 2020 when it all started like a joke in Abuja when you went to the airport in the morning and then you started the NSAS protest. And before you know it, it sprang up. Everybody took the mantra and became a worldwide thing. So it shows that people don't just want to pay attention to the truth, especially the youth in Nigeria. It is when they feel like um, they want to, is when they try to dance to the tune. Um, they know you are coming out as a presidential candidate of AAC, but they know that because you don't have money, some of them they know because you don't have money to offer, especially especially the celebrities, they don't want to associate themselves with you. I was so worried. Well, I wasn't surprised anyway when I saw a video 3 days ago when some celebrities, Yoruba, Nollywood celebrities, were dancing, and they were dancing for a APC presidential candidate that they want him to do the president. Somebody who has a lot of issues, age issues, certificate issues, health issues, and they've been suffering, and when they asked them that why are you campaigning for this particular candidate, they said because he helped he used to help them, he used to give them money. That one of them was sick and they have to flow the person from Canada down to Nigeria, that Tinubu did that for them. Then I look at them, that there are so many things the system do take care of. you know uh, People are missing out because Sowore has been in America, which has the best education system in the world. They have the best health system in the world, and he understands the system because there are so many of us. Sowore, there's so many of us that travel out to make money. We don't sit down to study the system. We just go abroad to make money, and at the end of the day, we still behave. You see, the Nigerianness in us still don't leave us. We have a case of a medical doctor who was arrested in Canada last month for $41,000 insurance scheme fraud.
Bro.
You know,
Yes.
yeah, and we have another one who was seeking, who used 16 different names to seek asylum to Canada. Recently. Now, so many Nigerians all over the world are committing these atrocities because they are used to the system of lawlessness. They are in the country whereby when you are fraudulent, you be popular, people hail you for what you have because you have money. So the society itself is an issue. It's a big issue. The mindset of our people is a big issue, which I think we still need to work more on it, because I thank God because you've been in Nigeria for 3 years now, and I can really see the impact of you being in Nigeria is showing in the way the youths are not looking at APC or PDP. No, I'm not talking about Peter Obi now, but I'm looking at a youth who have been who are very very curious to have a good leadership, because there's one of the pastors, very popular Pastor Pojo or something that used to organize a covenant, every Independence Day. It was trying to tell the youth to, to look at the way of APC candidate, and the youths told him that no, 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 we don't want that, we don't want that. It shows that the youth are ready, they're beginning, and kudos to you, because if not because of the NSAS, which opens the mind of the people that the government can even have noodles, and they can even have what's it called, hygiene, all these what they are given for face mask and all that. They kept it in the warehouses, different warehouses across Nigeria. They did not give it out to the people.
Can you hold on there? Let me tell you a small story, and everybody please listening
Right.
about Pastor Kwadjo. So
Right.
I never met him before. I just recently met
Okay.
him in Abuja at a hotel,
Okay.
lobby called Frazier Suits in Abuja. So in 2018, when we were contesting, um, before the contest, I went to a friend of mine, Pius Adesami, who is now late, came to Nigeria and came to speak on a platform, that's Produce platform. And he came back to Canada and called me and said, well, so you should be on the platform, this has the highest number of conscious youths I've ever met, or educated maybe. Let's put it that way. And you want to talk to him. He mentioned some names that can reach him. So they reached him on my behalf. And Pastor Kojo outrightly rejected the idea that I could come to his platform. His reason was that he doesn't want me to come and mention names, that he said that Sowore is very radical. He doesn't want radical people around him. And he used Peter Obi as an example, that, Peter Obi is coming and he's going to keep coming to the platform because he's a good storyteller and he doesn't mention names, doesn't insult people. He's not too radical. So he rejected my company. When we started campaigning in 2018, we reached out to him again, team over. It's like, look, whether you like us or not, your followers or your audience needs to hear our own side of the story. He apparently rejected again. His main excuse is that I've heard about this Sowore, he's too radical. And I think he might have attended University of Lagos, according to. So this kind of acrimony against my person because he felt I was too radical. So I met him at the hotel lobby a few weeks ago in Abuja, and he was checking in, and he then looked in my direction and said, "Oh, is this Sowore?" I said, "Yes," and I think he said he attended Unilag, and I said, "Pastor, but what's wrong with the idea of hearing out from other people? I reached out to you several times to let me come on the plan. Our people. I never reached out to him directly. I said, our people reached out to you to let us come and talk on the platform so that youths can hear what we have to offer." Of course, he denies it. He said, "Oh, nobody ever reached out to me." I know it's not. He wasn't being truthful, and then he gave me his number. I texted him. He replied, and then this thing happened to him. The fact that what I heard, which I cannot confirm completely, was that the OB people reached out to him to endorse OB. And he said no, that his experience with OB is different from what OB puts out, what he says in the open. I don't know what it was. But the lesson here is that, you see, in choosing sides, sometimes be very, very tactical. Look at what happened to him. The OB that doesn't mention names, the supporters that, look at what they've done to him within that period. Because I think he was using the platform to choose who he believes his ideal candidates, because it was a platform that he used in promoting OB to the consciousness of a lot of young people. Just
Yeah, I'm a
storytelling.
Tibajo. Yeah.
I have one shoe, I don't pay security, I don't take security, I don't, all those stories that were told. It was a platform. But I didn't allow other persons to be heard, the so-called radical ideas. He could have done a lot more work. He could have reached out a lot more. And probably today, he could have helped imparting the real consciousness that the country needed if he hadn't been close-minded. I'm telling you this story because they are very important. Now, there will be that he spent his entire life promoting because it's not the radical type. Look at what they've done to him. So I just wanted to let you hear that story about, my encounter with Spojo, who, like I said, I just met for the first time in person. And when I met him, he was a nice guy. He appeared very nice. But in the past, he wouldn't want to hear me out on my ideas. So please go ahead. Let's wrap up with you so that we can take more people. I think I have quite a number of persons
So
lined up.
yeah, thank you.
Uh,
So it shows that Nigerians they're waking up. I mean, the Nigerian youth, and probably unfortunately they woke up at the wrong side of the bed, but still because of your consistent protests about human rights, about things people are watching, people are listening to you, people that are even the people that said they don't know Sowore, they don't want to, it's not that they don't know, but they don't just want to know in their own dream because they know that it is against their own their own values. And because the society now is before you can survive in Nigeria on 30,000 minimum wage, you have to be involved in one fraudulent activity or the other, because
Absolutely.
things are skyrocketing, because
Yeah.
it's yeah.
It's not.
So
It's not. The truth is that it's not possible to live on 100,000. I mean, 30,000 minimum wage. It's not possible to be realistic with you at $600 I mean naira to a dollar to live on 100,000 minimum wage. My position has shifted even on 100,000, because what do if you eat 1,000 naira a day? Huh? For 30 days, your wages are gone under the minimum wage system. Even if it's 100,000, let's say you eat 30,000 a month, you pay rent 30,000 a month, that's 60,000 already. Then the rest of the 40,000, are you not going to buy medicine? Are you not going to transport yourself to work and back? Are you not going to have some kind of a social life? Are you not going to have children that go to school? How can 100,000 support you when the dollar rate is 600? It's going to 700 now. I think it was 615 last week here in Abuja. I don't know what it is today. I don't sell dollars. So how do people survive on that? It's like very wicked. It's the reason yesterday when I saw Obasanjo and Kekena Pep and everybody was like running after him. So just trigger something in me, like, the rest of the world are having, like, if you go to Colombia, Mexico, they have set up like, clean energy based mass transit systems. And Keke Napep is a logo of poverty. Even when they set it up under his government, it was a poverty alleviation transportation system. It's not meant to be a
exactly.
transportation. It's not meant to be a transportation system that you can be proud of. Like in 2020, you came in 1999, and in 2022, you are showcasing a poverty-driven transportation system, and people are clapping for you and running after you. And you say you gave 80. They say he gave 85 keke napep on his 85th birthday. Ask him. He's got a lot of children. Are they driving keke napep?
Unfortunately,
Yes.
no.
No, that's the truth. So, but like you said, this this is a period of confusion, and a lot of people are confused. Some of them mischievously confused, some of them deliberately confused. And when they say, "Oh, we don't know Sowore," of course they know, but what they are saying they don't know is that we don't think we can go with him because, like I mentioned, Poju, his ideas are just too radical. And to some people, it's unbelievable. To a lot of people in Nigeria, it is unbelievable to fix Nigeria. So they want to grab a little bit of it. Let me tell
Yeah.
you just a small story about the end of the Second World War. Some kids who went through poverty, diseases, and deprivation during the war were put in a glass house full of food, air conditioned, but they just come from war. And they discovered that some of them were eating well, but others were not eating well. And he went to the ones that were not eating well and asked, why are you not eating? Took them to where they are sleeping and found out that they were storing food in their tiny pockets instead of eating because they're not sure that another war will not come in the future. And they thought in their small minds that when there's another war, they have enough food that will last them through the war. But all the food they are storing in those tiny pockets can't even last them for a day. Poverty mentality.
Yeah.
Poverty mentality.
Poverty mentality.
So let's give other people a chance to speak. Thank you, D.
All right.
I see you.
I just to say one word, the last statement. The revolution now is still going to happen. It might happen after 2023, like you always said, because you already have the numbers now. If the people that believe in Peter Obi were disappointed, if they happen to be disappointed, I think if she will record for revolution now, they won't say they are not ready again.
No,
so thank you very much.
I don't think you should break it down to.
Yes,
there's hysteria too. There's a lot of hysteria. So many of the things, like you broke it down with celebrities. You can go and give celebrities money in this country to help you call red, white, yellow, black.
Hi, Mr. President.
And they will all be every day. So D, you're welcome. Who next is on? Yes.
Johnson Kolako.
All right, Justin. Good morning. And, happy Sunday.
Yes. Same to you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm glad I have the opportunity to come online this morning, be able to give my thoughts. You've been one of the you are the eye opener that opened my eye to politics, because I've always seen politics, even while I'm an undergraduate, I've always seen politics as a team for thieves, robbers. But when I started following you from Sahara Reporters throughout my throughout 2016, 17 until election general election saga for the 2019, I got to see some things. I got to see some realities about the politics that if we leave the mediocre, that if we leave them, they will just run everything. So my mind started changing. Not even from then till now, I've been, people used to talk, are you Bobo, Sowore, you don't know, you are just wasting your time, you are wasting. Well, I believe in this struggle. Wow. What I want to say now is that if something came up, I'm talking from Ibadan, Oluyole local government.
No problem. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. I've been on these struggles online. They used to call us online voters. You all these Twitter voters. You don't know anything. Facebook voters. But this time around, I have it in mind that this election, 23 election, I won't make it only online voters. I want to make it grassroots. And to the glory of God, one of my area's brother came to me that that your party, because they know me as AAC member. They don't even know whether I used to attend meeting, but they all know me that Bobo is the. He came to me that he got form for federal rep in my party, that he needs my assistance or something like that. Do you believe in the struggle of AAC? He said yes, that he believed in the struggle. He showed me all the documents. On the day he want to submit at INEC, I drove him there to INEC office at Idiayore to make the submission. And ever since then, we've been waiting for the INEC list to come out so that I can assist him. We too can join on for posters, which have it in mind that the posters will be for the presidency and the federal republic, federal rep at large. So that people will be able to see, at least if those local women that they did not recognize Sowore, they will recognize him as area. From there, Sowore too will be good. And those that recognize Sowore will have this man is Sowore, so they have the mind working with Sowore. And from there, we saw that people are taking ILEC from their location to their ward for registering their people. So we took that advantage as well. We are able to take INEC to our locals and get people registered. Though on that very day we first started it, PDP people came around to hijack the process. They came with their people, but radicals, son of radicals, are all radicals. So we are unable to allow them.
Yeah.
But the reason why I'm making this thing is that what I now found when we went back for the INEC list, we found that the name on the INEC list was not the name, was not the person that's the name that we submitted. And we asked the people, the INEC people, that this is not this party. It belongs to us. How does you have this Olawale name something? They say this person did not submitted to them at all. That they don't even know the person. They don't have the person's credentials and form. But they wonder
Well,
to how the name came out.
comrade, let me. You can drop me a DM of information about it. The party structure, we addressed that during the week.
But I gave
Because
the link. I mean inside Oluyole link, WhatsApp link. So the link that was sent after the after the court
what I'm
order,
saying is,
something like this, I sent it to the person to register.
let me ask, because the party had been hijacked for many years. I said that when I was opening here.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir, I
a
know.
lot of people who were with the imposters, some of them feel like they can just register and become part of the new platform. Maybe they still submitted to the imposters, because the imposters were collecting money for forms. So be sure that your guy is with the right group at this time. But I can check. Just drop me a DM. I will check and get back to you so that we can take other people. Thank you, Johnson.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Richie, it's good to have you on here. I know you've been around waiting for a while. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, Babasho.
Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. First of all, my name is Oladipupo Richie. I've been, following you since 2019, and I want to thank you for bringing me into politics, because
Wow.
I remember that time I went on YouTube. I subscribed to your YouTube page. I started, following and watching your videos, and during your campaign, I think. Anyway, I'm somewhere around in Lagos. I'm somewhere around in Nigeria rather. So
Yeah.
that time you came to Lagos. You came to my church in Lagos, but I don't want to mention the church. It's a popular church. You understand? And you came to my church. I was part of those that brought you to my church that very day. And now you met with my pastor. It's a popular pastor in Lagos. You understand? So, and ever since then, I've been following you. I've been campaigning for you. And, unfortunately, they blocked my other account all because of you and because of my next generation. So what I did was that I opened a new account, and this is the new account you're seeing. So I've been engaging, following other, revolutionary, activists. But the thing is, it's not that, let me just say this, Babasho, it's not that they don't know you. It's not that they don't know you. I can tell, and I know what I'm saying. Last 2 months, I was in Lagos, and on my way to Ikeja, I was engaging a lot of people, because anytime I board the BRT bus, I always try to talk to people to liberate our people, to let them know about Sowore. But anytime I mention your name like Sowore, they'll be like, that man is too radical, he's too this, he's too that. We know him. He's too day. We don't want that kind of person, because why? He is going to arrest, all the looters and, all those thieves. And I was like, yeah, that's what we need. We need somebody that, someone that will not be scared to arrest anybody, including Tinubu or anybody. And they'll be like, no, we don't want that kind of person. We want somebody that will just come and work with these people. And I was like, you can't just continue doing the same thing in the same way and you're expecting a different result. That we have been doing this thing, a lot of people have been suffering, going through so many things in the country. And yet, they are not getting anything. Some of them die in the process. So what are we going to continue? Are we going to continue doing this? And but what I noticed was that some of these people, they've been, let me say, they've been programmed in that way that some of them, they've not been out of the country for them to know that they are suffering in Nigeria. You understand? Hello? Hello?
Yes. I think you're having an echo. Maybe you're listening to yourself with another device. That's why the echo is
No,
loud.
I'm using this. Okay.
All right. But go ahead. There's an echo. It could also be a Facebook issue. All right. Favor Favor, can you take it from there? I think Richie is having issues.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Omoye Sowore. I am glad
Well,
to do it always. I am not shocked by what is going on in the political space. I think the drama just started. In fact, it has not even started. A lot of things will happen. At every point, you will even think that, oh, the election has been concluded already, even before the date of the election. The Nigeria political space has always been like that. Nigerians will think that they are making the best decision, but they ended up making the same mistake that they always make before now. I think the biggest mistake right now is that people think that maybe they are looking, let me just say, they are looking for someone who understands the Nigeria political system and is willing to work with the Nigeria political system. But we don't want that. We want to destroy the current political system and create a new one, because the current one is not working and will never work. But people just want to flirt and romance with the idea that if they continue to, to patch it like, let's say, a shoe that has been cut over time, give it to our usual Boki to sew it, and then they keep sewing it to think it's going to last forever. It will never work. What we need is a new system. And I think we come down to that realization that new system and we are willing to fight for it, recycling will not work. Nigeria, we have one problem, and the problem is that I call it a misplaced priority, and we give kind of privileges to those who already have enough privileges. I will say this. Some people will say, oh, Sowore is very hungry, is very rude, he speak anyhow. This is one reason we don't want to work with Sowore and all that. They will say that. But I will say to them, listen, if you have really felt the consequences of bad government, if Nigeria has really happened to you, you will be angry. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't be angry if you have been arrested wrongly before, you have been beaten before, thrown into prison for what you don't know before, you have been shot at, going out to protest, and you tell me you look at your children and you don't even know where to get money to feed them, and you tell me you will be speaking like Obi, sorry to say, unless you are benefited from the government, just as he is, then you can be speaking so cool and calm like that. That is no reality. They are just flirting with fairy tales, and it will not last forever. I am happy because 2023 will come and go. Then the hype will be separated from the vibe. 2023 will come and go. Then we will know what will work and what wouldn't. So it doesn't matter, what people say right now. It wouldn't change the reality. That's the only thing I want to say. I want to thank you for the privilege and opportunity given to me to speak. And it is my prayer that Nigerians, they think more critically and do something different. If you think what you're doing right now is right as a Nigerian, but it isn't different from what you did in 2015 or 2019 or even going backward, then you are doing the wrong thing. Don't think it's right. That's all I will say. Thank you so much.
Yes, good morning. Mr. Sowore, good morning. Good morning, fellow listeners. Mr. Sowore, are you here?
You can go on. You can go on, please.
Well, like always, I thank you for this platform. My name is Celebrity Nurse, and I thank you for always providing us with this platform to speak to Nigerians, to air our views as well. Mr. Sowore is very intelligent, very courageous, very radical, because the situation Nigeria is into now requires that all of what Sowore represents, And just like Dr. Beniza, a former speaker on this platform, said that it's just very, very few enlightened Nigerians, exposed Nigerians that know about Sowore. I want to say that that is true, but a society without Sowore is a society that will be filled with injustice, that will be filled with intimidation and the likes. Mr. Sowore, I want to contribute by telling you today that what you are doing is good. Starting from the initiation of the NSAS protest, but I want to say these things very clearly, in my own view. I know some youths are looking at Nigeria's situation with a very perplexed mood, very flippant and not really making it, not really putting actions into the much desired change that we require, that Nigeria needs at this particular time. And that's one thing, even though Mr. Sowore is no longer a youth, but I believe that you have always stood your ground, and that I want to really, really commend you for. Nigeria with diversity, ethnic diversities and cultural diversities as well, needs at this particular point, because we cannot claim that we need change while we are just being individualized about this change. Mr. Sowore, I want to put it straight. This is my view, that I love you personally, Mr. Sowore, but it must not be about you. We talked about NSAS. You said you gave your reasons why you did not join us, because us in this contest, Nigerian youth, because in extension Nigerians, because
What are you? Please, celebrity nurse, please stop there. Did you just say that I gave reasons why I did not join NSAS?
You gave initially during the course of this broadcast now. You've said something about how celebrities wanted to. That's in my own explanation, in my own words now. How they wanted.
You got it wrong. I started NSAS in Abuja. I'm the first person to take NSAS to the police headquarters in Nigeria. The evidence is there. So I don't know how you read my comment. No, that's not correct. I participated in NSAS till the end. I was the last person to go to the National Assembly and the International Airport to put on the ground graffiti saying NSAS when everybody had run away. When everybody had at that point, some people had gone on exile, which is not wrong. People stay or run based on their consciousness and ability to withstand threats. But to say that I said I didn't join NSAS.
Okay, so let me withdraw that. Let me withdraw that and make my point.
I will read about it. I actually was one of the first persons to call for NSAS on Twitter. And then I took my words into action a few days later to join NSAS when Naira Marley and the rest of them were pulling out. When was this Burna Boy was reluctant, I went and called him out on his page, called on Tiwa Savage and all the celebrities. I even reached out to them personally. I was the one who reached out to Faz to say he should figure out a way to join Runtown, who was organizing at that time. I didn't know who Runtown was. I was the first person I reached out to Reno, and had conversation with him on how to start his protest. When he was somewhere in Ikeja, he said the people that signed up did not show up. So even if you have 10 people, sending people to back her up. What I was explaining to you is that during NSAS, the celebrities were more interested in claiming glory for NSAS before, NSAS ended. And they didn't focus on what the government could do and what to do when government came in to suppress the NSAS rebellion. So to say that I didn't join NSAS, I don't know what you mean. But I want you to
Okay.
wrap up so that we can take other people.
Okay, sir. Let me come out of that NSAS issue now. As much as Mr. Sowore loves Nigeria, I expect at this critical time that we will reach a kind of compromise. Nigerian youths are appealing to you. I've been on this platform.
I don't want you guys to be throwing words carelessly about Nigerian
Please,
youth. Are
few
you the
Nigerian
only Nigerian youth? Are you the only
few
Nigerian youth?
Nigerian
How do you appropriate to yourself the
few
word Nigerian youth
because I'm part of it.
when you are
I'm
not
part of it.
the only person who is a Nigerian youth? Are there
Please,
no
sir, I want
Nigerian
to appeal to your
youths in
conscience
APC?
today. I want to
Say
appeal to
now,
you
listen.
to
Are there no
join the
Nigerian youths in APC, in PDP, in AAC? How do you wake up one day and say that Nigeria, you are speaking on behalf of a population of over 100 or 75 million people, and you say Nigerian youths are appealing to you? Where did you take the poll? Just say that you yourself, you
I'm
just
appealing to
speak for yourself.
Mr.
Because this is
Sowore
part of
that Nigerians are
the
intimidated.
bogey.
Nigerians are
It's
not
part of the
getting what they
bogey
get in
that you guys
government.
threw out
I
there to
believe that's
say
why this
Nigerian
struggle
youths have
has been this
endorsed the
long.
candidates. Nigerian youths have endorsed the candidate. There are over 149 people listening to us as we speak. Majority of them young people. Can you speak for them? Just speak for yourself. I think it's a humble way to have a conversation.
Please give me 1 minute to wrap up, please.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, please. This sincere appeal goes like this. Please, Mr. Sowore, you know that because of how how diverse Nigeria is, in ethnicity and sentiment as well. Please, can you, for the sake of posterity, join? Can you come? Let's discuss. Can we meet? Can we discuss with you on how you can be part of
Who are
this?
the we? Who are the we? We are
I'm
going back to
speaking
what
for
I'm
myself, maybe for my family as well, maybe from I and my family. But I bet you,
where are you and your family based?
Where my families are?
Yes.
My family is Sowore, and everybody that believes in social justice and equality and social justice. That's my family.
I appreciate you. Celebrity nurse. I don't want to cut you short because you asked for 1 minute and I've intervened maybe in 30 seconds. Please, can you please wrap up so that we can have other people speak? Please, I'm appealing to you.
I will wrap up with a question.
Okay.
How do you intend to win this election as Mr. Sowore in 2023? Because I don't think you have that wide reach. So why don't we reach a compromise? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Celebrity Nurse. I appreciate your submission. Adia, you can go now.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. President. It's been a very interesting discussion, a very interesting sermon, even though we've not opened one Bible chapter since we started, but a lot of lessons have been, picked from this. Let me quickly dive into some of the things I've noted while we were speaking. The man from Oluyole, please reach out to Mr. President, as I said, or you can also reach out to me. Let's see what's actually happening as regards the representative person. The second thing is this. You see, we major so much on persons in this part of the world. And then we forget about ideas, we forget about systems. You see, you can have an incorruptible person in a corrupt system, and that person would not do anything different. The reason we are different is not because we are good people. It is because there are so many good people everywhere in Nigeria. Seriously. It is the goodness of our ideas that makes us different. And this is something celebrity should understand. The goodness of our ideas, the goodness of how we understand even the system. We are different from people who are coming to patch up a system that has a faulty foundation. For us, we are going for the foundation. We want to go down deep into the fraud that brought this whole thing together. That is where we are going to. That's what makes us different. We are not coming into a building that has a faulty foundation and want to do POP. No, that is not us. That's what makes us very different. So many persons who just try as much as possible to focus on, no, this person is good. You can at least compromise on this level. Why is it that Nigerians go for lowest common multiple when they can go for highest common factor? Why do we go for something low? Other countries are willing to elect leaders whenever they are in problems. But for us, we are looking for less evil, lesser evil, best evil, and all of that. So that should not, be our lot. We should always work with people who understand how to change. So you just make some compromise and work with this person, work with that person. The second thing I've noted here while we were speaking, someone said when the OB people are disappointed after the elections, there's going to be, when you call for revolution now, they will come. No, let's get it clearly. Revolution now is not an afterthought of elections. It is not because, okay, maybe after you lose election, you now start the revolution now. No. If you are taking your time to watch all our videos, watch the videos of Mr. President Sowore, even dating back to 15 years ago, 16 years ago, you would find out that he has been consistent on this message that Nigeria needs a revolution. In fact, Africa needs a revolution. Even I watched the one, okay, that was quite recent, the one in court where he said, we can't continue like this. He said it clearly, even without contesting. He said, we can't just continue like this. You see, so this is someone who has been consistent with the messaging. So elections actually is also one of the segments of the revolution. It can come through the ballot, it can come through an uprising, it can come through people just, their political consciousness being heightened and all of that. So nobody should say, okay, maybe when you now lose elections, everybody will now go into revolution now. And let me say this very clearly here. This is without any prejudice to people who are supporting Obi and all of that. I understand so well that these are persons who are yearning, genuinely, they are persons yearning genuinely for radical change, actually, in this country. But, how to get to that change is what they don't know. How to get to it, that's what they don't know. So when we come out to say, let me just say it this way, Obi would not meet the radical expectations of the radical youth who wants radical change. That's the truth. It will disappoint very soon. And so we are here to harvest as many persons as possible who would come under the radical umbrella. I've also noted here the issue about should we go after corrupt people and all of that. Yes, there's a need to do that. But this is what we have planned as regards fighting corruption. We understand so well that preventing corruption is better. In fact, it's less laborious than going after criminals. You spend more money, more resources going after them, prosecuting them, especially with a very funny judicial system. But you can prevent with just little resources. Just imagine you walk into a ministry and there's a retina scanner that picks everybody who comes to work. There's a fingerprint that picks them with simple device. You are not spending much. With that, you weed out a lot of ghost workers. With that, you would have enough money to pay the minimum wage. The living wage that we are proposing. You have money for education. A lot of things will be sorted just with little resources. That's the prevention side of how to fight corruption, and that is what we are majoring on. We also have the prosecution. We also have.
Okay, I think we lost our day.
Yeah, reward people who do. Okay. A call came
try and be wrapping up, please, so that we can.
All right, sir. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear. Yes.
Okay, great. So, saying that is also making us understand that we must bring all of these systems, the system around the economy, the political system that we run, all of these things must be brought together so that when these systems are good persons then will function well in those systems. Why is it that when Nigerians move to the US or other European countries, they start comporting, they just behave themselves. They don't break traffic laws anyhow. They don't, because this thing will kill you, But when you can bring an American down to this place and then they'll start messing up, they can break traffic laws here. What's the difference? The difference is system. There's a system over there that checks even the craziest person, but there's no system here that checks anybody. So these are what we are majoring on, or even while we are looking at good persons. Do you get? And that is what makes us very different from the rabble rousers or the people who are under some kind of frenzy or the hysteria of this time. I would yield for now. Thank you, Mr. President, for allowing me to speak.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Femi. And please, guys, if you can if you can share this. I know today's Sunday. This is our church for now. This is the first and only service for the day. So you can hang around and still make it to the second service of the main churches. So let me take GT. GT, I see you there. Can we take you? GT is not responding. Let me take Adebayo. Adebayo, it seems you're ready.
Yeah, good morning, boss.
Good morning.
Good morning
where are you reaching us from, please?
I'm speaking from Qatar.
Qatar. Good morning
Yes.
this morning. Yes.
Good morning, sir. It's a pleasure.
Qatar is where they are planning to have the World Cup, right? Like the next World Cup. All right. We're having problems hearing you. Oyewole, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. Take it away, please.
Good morning, everyone.
This is GT now. Okay. Yes, go ahead.
Morning,
where are you reaching us from?
I'm calling from Edo State.
Edo State?
Edo State, yeah, of Via Notice, local government. Edo
Okay.
State.
Please go ahead. Go ahead, please.
So I just want to talk my own opinion about in Nigeria. So
yeah,
I see a lot
you can use broken English too now. No, we full ground here.
Okay.
Yeah, they go now.
I also see a lot of cases whereby some of those people are supporting Obi. Even when I go to our community, I have some youth, yes, some of those youth. So I let them know about the more worry. Agree. I have a lot of people there, even some of my community people. I let them know. Whenever I travel to Lagos, when I come back to that place, some of them are supporting Obi now. Almost all of them. Now let them know why are they supporting Obi. They said Obi is far better than Tinubu and Atiku, so they don't want the vote to waste. Even though the vote on Sowore, yet AC cannot win. So instead of to waste the vote, let them just vote for Obi. At least they say Obi can do better than Tinubu and Atiku. So I let them know that Sowore can do better than all of them. So those guys said they know, but at least Sowore cannot win, so they should support Obi. So that's all of them turned down. And they said if Sowore can work with Obi, that would be better. Each time Sowore can also become president and let Nigeria know that it's far better than them. So that's the main problem I'm having in that local government now. And some of the other states like this, some people reaching out to me, they said they don't have AAC yet, this and that. I said maybe they can also form their own structure there. So
yeah,
that's what they send me message. They say if I can able to reach some of those people, if they can AAC can join Labour Party there. Now say no, it's not possible. Now say yeah, so we have discussed this issue before. So that's what I have to say now.
Thank you, GT. Thank you for participating this morning. Oyewole, are you there? Oyewole can't probably hear me. Let me take the next set of speakers. I think there's some issue with connection at this point. Let me go back. Akirile, you're there? Can you hear me?
I'm here.
Okay. Go ahead, please. Take it away.
Hello? Oyewole is here. Oyewole is here. Good morning, man. Yeah, sorry, I was trying to.
Us from the
make it quick. Yes, I'll be quick. Thank you, my president. I'm reaching out to you.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
From Osogbo.
Oh,
From
great,
Osogbo.
man. Those are
Yes.
tough people.
The same place Olawale Bakare is from.
Okay.
So first off, I just want to say thank you for all you do. Like I've been an active follower for many years because I started from seeing all the videos that were surfacing on YouTube way back. But I was fortunate to be part of the people that joined. I mean, I drove all the way from Osogbo to be part of the town meeting that held in North Aquara State. I decided to contribute to what you said, especially about Rinu. I mean, to my understanding, I used to believe she has a mindset of like a fighter, but well, I'm just going to say this to like make it sound like an advice to everybody out there, or most especially the youth. Like we should always try to do our due diligence and try to figure exactly how, or I mean, to choose the kind of leaders that resonate, that speaks, I mean, that have the same ideas with what we have in mind. Because I discovered that most of all these people, they don't have the mindset of their own. Like most of them tends to follow trend and without doing their proper finding when it comes to leadership selection. Because I discovered she that was on her Twitter space yesterday. So a lot of people were coming in and saying all sorts of things. So to me, it doesn't even look like they know their leader so well. Like you personally, you have been on the side of justice forever since. Like you speak for everyone every now and then. And people are so scared. They don't even want to have you. They don't want to have you, or they don't give you airtime because you are only speaking the truth. And Nigerian has become so bad to the point that grammar or motivational speeches these days no longer can solve the problem. People that have stolen from us, that have decimated, that have killed, that have destroyed a lot of things, they don't what they are not. I mean, to deal with them, you are not going to be doing that by speaking just grammar. So most times it bothers me a lot if I'm seeing somebody like Toto Dike getting airtime, like back to back, getting free interviews. So it's really saddening. So I just want to employ all the youth out there. I mean, we have YouTube. Let's Google all these our leaders. Let's compare them. Let them debate one another. So I just want to thank you. I just want to thank you for being consistent, for standing by us. Well, if I were to be anyone else, and because clearly I cannot be you, I would have given up. I mean, trying to convince people, trying to talk to them, or try because. But I just want to say thank you. God will continue to strengthen you. He will continue to protect you and guide you. And this coming election, and please, one last question before I go, so that I can give other people the chance to talk.
Yeah.
How do we get our messages across to like the people from the grassroots? It's I mean, Osogbo, for example, is so big. Not so big, but I honestly don't have an idea. But what do you think we should do? Personally, I do all the best I can. In 2019, I think in my ward, some votes were recorded. I think it was about 36 or something. And all of those things came from people I spoke to, my in-law, and of course, all of my family, we voted because we have voters card. So, but this time around, like, I wish there is something that could be done. Maybe some TV programs or maybe some shows in town that will get people involved. And at least by the time they start to mention our parties, I believe we should do better from the way we did in the previous
Thank you,
election. So
Iwale.
that's
Thank
it.
you very much. Let me just quickly address what you raised now, which is saying, what can we do? What can we do? Something I say that's wringing of our hands. You understand? You will notice that our opponents, especially the ones that are frequently mentioned, are doing something. And what they are doing is what they took from us in 2018 and 2019. They bought into the idea, even though they won't admit it, of our slogans. We were using Take It Back. And some of them, one guy, a few of them even challenged me a few days ago that we stole their slogans until people descended on them and started dedicating them that no, this is the Take It Back movement of 2018, 2019. Secondly, we are using our organizing methods of 2018, 2019, which was that everybody that believed in the idea was not afraid or ashamed to, put a tent somewhere, call people, like you say, you convince people to vote. 36 of them voted, but I can guarantee you that that 36 votes was never recorded at the end of exercise. It just allocated votes to people. So that's just in your words and thousands of words in the country where people voted. Second, I noticed that a lot of our people are mostly reacting now because they were caught napping. And I would say that it's true. Look at the number of persons that have spoken here today. I'm the only candidate, or we are the only political party that will reach you by every means necessary. Reach you by Facebook, Instagram. People are doing a lot of work on Twitter Spaces, there's Clubhouse. There's no other candidate that will ever do like this. No one is reaching out. Not Atiku, not Obi, not Tinubu, in the way that I'm reaching out. I'm taking questions, direct questions. I'm taking suggestions, direct suggestions. I'm accepting comments, direct comments, none of them. But their own people are out there, whether they understand them or not. They're just out there pushing. Tinubu people are pushing. Whatever you say their motivations are, they're there. Atiku people are pushing their only two way. Their own ways. Whatever their motivation, big people are pushing. What we need to do is to go back to work. The title of this audio room is that we have 7 more months to go. The longest since 1999 of a political transition electoral campaigning period. There's no reason why we should be wringing our hands. No reason. Is that we need to get back to work like we used to do or double our efforts. Folks, let me tell you, we are here to carry out a political disruption. We are here to disrupt the political space. We have said it. It is that disruption agenda or ideas that people they are taking it directly from us. They did it in 2019 on the same scale. They followed me everywhere I campaigned, and anything I said, the next day they will try and implement it. Minimum wage, they try and implement it. Abiola democracy, they tried and implemented it. They tried and implemented the power agenda that we had written out, almost copying it. I'm talking about the APC, word for word. They started talking like us. We're experiencing the same thing. If you have ideas that are powerful enough to impact on the mass or masses, you are a hero of that democratic or electoral process. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. Don't be apologetic about where you stand. This is my admonition to every one of our persons that are listening. Don't just sit back and say, oh, I don't know what to do. You know what to do. You know how to go to marketplaces. You know how to organize on your own. If you organize 36 people in Oshobo and we put it out there, that's a lot. You organize your 40 people in Ibadan. You organize your 100 people in Lagos. If people are saying this organizer will not say that they don't know you. They know us. Like many people have said, they're afraid of these ideas that you come and sweep even those who are standing in the middle or sitting on the fence away. They're afraid of it. But you can make it, push it to them in the next 7 months to the extent that this conversation we are having now will become a thing of the past in 2 months. We can do it. This is what I'm saying, and I'm not saying it thinking that we're helpless. No, we're not. I can tell you that. I understand the game that is going on, the political strategies that are involved. All of it is structured and planned to appear like they have an overwhelming force out there. If you fall for it, too bad. But if you take a cue from that and you demonstrate your own strength too, we are good to go. And I have no doubt that we are getting there and we will get there very soon. So that's what I just want to explain to you, Yewale. Get back to work. Get back to work wherever you may be. Even on social media. 3 weeks ago wasn't like this. 3 weeks ago, I had some of our members cowering, they're afraid to even speak. They say, if you mention somebody's name, they will come and kill you. There were even physical threats to myself because I spoke up. But when the pushback started, they took their words somewhere else. And it gave fresh lease of life to people who were afraid, because I guarantee you a lot of people were intimidated, they were overwhelmed. But that is changing now, and I think we can keep changing the narrative. Thank you very much, Oyewole. Let me take people I've not taken. I see Evans here. Evans, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good
I've seen
morning,
you
everyone.
hanging out there for a while. Justin, please mute your phone, mute your mic. Let's have Evans. Evans, you can go now. Okay, Evans, line muted.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now, Evans. But I can hear echoes in the background. Maybe you're listening to another device.
No, I'm using my phone.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, what I want to talk about is the nature of the Nigerian youth, the Nigerian electors in general. You notice that one of the most devastating things about us is that the average Nigerian love their oppressor too much. Otherwise, this revolution we're talking about has happened a long time ago. If we have the critical mass that really want change, they will do everything to make sure their oppressors are okay. And that is the problem we have in this society. If you see what happened during the election, you find out that young people who watch politicians purchase form for 100 million while ASU is on screen. These young people were out there supporting and campaigning for these same politicians. That is this youth that are home because the politicians have refused to fix the university system. These are the same youth also who are ready at all costs on the day of election to sell their vote, collect 5,000 naira, collect 2,000 naira, vote for the highest bidder, and then turn around to get hurt because there will be no school, there will be no public health care, there will be nothing. I just want to ask a question, so I'll make it short. How exactly can we dissuade us from selling our votes? How exactly can we be dissuaded from holding up to our integrity, demanding for change, and using the power of our civic responsibility to effect that change? That is my question.
Thank you, Evans. Today is Sunday. I want to go into a bit of scriptural mode. And you notice that if there's any group of persons, any political movement or party whose quest for integrity has been constant, it is us, the AAC members, those members of Revolution Now, and Take It Back movement. But if you also noticed that if there's anybody or any group of person who is there to compromise, it is also us. There's just this outright demand on us, demeaning, but also mischievously couched. There's this outright demand on us to compromise. Please, can you compromise? Can you compromise? I asked them, what do you want me to compromise upon? That's why I say I go into the scriptural mode, is that they're asking us that instead of passing the narrow way to paradise, that we should take the broad way. And what the Bible says, for those who are Christians, is that the broad way can only lead to hell. But the narrow way will lead to paradise. And what is narrow way and broad way? Broad way is those who believe in the old order, those who make compromises, those who are friends with those who have destroyed their country, those who used to be part of those who destroyed the country, who now repackage themselves and say they are radical, but they are not. That's the broad way. The narrow way is the way of integrity, where we've always stood, that we will never compromise. We have an idea of how the country can be turned around. We know how to chase away the thieves. We know how to run a country that functions, that gives people education, that will not allow us to strikes, that will retain our doctors, that will give us a robust economy in which everywhere can compete and have something to do or something to benefit from their own commonwealth. That's the narrow way to them. So it's understandable. But if the majority of us who believe in the right things refuse to stand up and continue to maintain our consistency, which has been under assault in the last few, you just discover that you'll be overwhelmed and overrun by those who want you to go the on the broad way. And that will be the end of our desire to achieve paradise or to reach the promised land. You know, the Israelites, when they were supposed to, when they left Egypt, I'm not talking about modern day Egypt, the Egypt of the Bible. When they left Egypt and they were heading to the promised land, they were supposed to reach the promised land in 40 days. But on the way, they started asking Moses for compromises. In fact, at the point they asked Moses to go back and check with God if it is true that he wanted them to leave Egypt and that he had not misled them. Some of them stayed back on the road and started having parties. Some of them started regretting. Some of them said they wanted to go back. They started blaming Moses for all their problems. So what ought to have lasted 40 days, eventually lasted for 40 years. So that's the same problem with Nigeria. Now, in 2023, after everything that's happened between 2019 and 2022, people are now doubting that we can reach the promised land. And some of them want to go back. Some of them want to stay where they are. That's why you see all the superfluous argument come out of. Why are you not joining, making compromises? Why don't you join Kwakwaso? Why don't you join a bit of old with new? Why are you consistent? This is not the time to be consistent. Why don't you cover your nose? I go and forget about the old one. I go and pick the fruits. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? We are the only ones that say that too, because they understand that we are the only ones who have been consistent over these years. If you come in the night, we are the same color. You come in daytime, we are the same color. And I think it is incumbent on all the good people to stand up for what they believe. If we don't, it will take 40 years instead of 40 days to get to the promised land. So, thank you very much. I have a DME. Sorry, Timileyin first, please. I think Timileyin has been around for a while. Timileyin.
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
Thank you. Good morning. Happy Sunday.
Yeah,
Where are you reaching us from?
yeah, I'm Lagos. Lagos.
All right, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay. I just want to note, to some of us that I think that we try and argue with, especially this new, emergency radicals in terms of Peter Obi and co. But we're not like eating this, because anytime I sit down and argue with these people, which they eventually are, because Peter Obi represents one of the farthest rights I've ever seen in terms of political ideologies. So if somebody is saying, oh, your house is on strike and then you're supporting Peter Obi, and then you're supporting Atiku and come and support Peter Obi, I'm like, dude, that guy will probably be worse than these other guys in terms of political ideologies. This is a guy who had enough money in his state, but said that he would not pay doctors who requested for an increase in payment and let hospitals rot for 13 months. And, come out. I mean, it just seems like as if that we are not pushing arguments enough, like we are just doing emotion, because these arguments are very clear. So a guy went to invest with his state's money instead of paying hospitals, let people die for 13 months, and then, eventually the investment and what have you is just rubbish. The money is not, being paid. Whatever the money has amounted to is rubbish. You find out that, it's the same guy that, sacked about 7,000 workers, the same guy who we had like numerous worker strikes. The guy is just totally anti-labor, anti-worker, refused to pay 18,000 minimum wage. And as far back as 2 years ago, still said that minimum wage of, how much are they paying now? I think 33,000 or so, should not be universal. That because some states cannot afford. So the guy is so far right that I don't even see how. In fact, I keep wondering how he came into a conversation of whether because the people who are pushing this guy, I don't think that Nigerians are really that far right in terms of their thinking. So I just feel like some of those people don't even understand what they are pushing in the first place. Because if you understand what you are pushing, because anytime we bring this argument and say, what happens is that you don't know, you weren't in there. You weren't in there in 2013. I was politically active enough, to know what was happening in 2013, 2011, 2012, and all those things. But people who don't know these things are trying to bring this guy and say, oh, because he wears only one wristwatch. I mean, it just assumes that we have not learned lessons from Buhari. The guy who has maybe 45 cows or so, and it's not corrupt and no. I look at where Nigeria is today. So the idea that I don't drive too many cars, I don't drive too many comfort, that's not exactly what I mean. You can be a good man for all you care for your family, but in terms of political ideas or an economic ideas, that guy, I don't know, he's so far. It's so far away from what we need. So I feel like some of the arguments that we push, which I don't know, it shouldn't be just restricted to, whether somebody's a good person or whether Sowore is a good person or whether it's a fighter or no. I mean, we should start now talking about ideas. I mean, when he went to the so-called Egypt and came back, somebody asked him that, where's your manifesto? No, there's no manifesto. Let them come house in Anambra. I'm like, dude, where is Anambra, Nigeria? I don't understand. So you are talking to guys who literally have no, because if Peter Obi start pushing his idea of how he wants to change Nigeria, I think that he believes that he knows that no, nobody's going to follow the ideas of whether you are going to sack workers, whether I mean it's so ironic that the guy is even contesting under Labour Party, a party that stands for that is at least worst of the worst should be like center left. A guy who is far right contesting under a party, and you have NLC and TUC rambling around and saying ridiculous. I mean, there's just no. So I believe that one of the most important things that we are not doing is, is investigate the ideas and make people understand that Nigeria is beyond whether you have two wristwatches or whether you have one shoe. We have had all those things. We have had 45 cars. We have had one shoe. We have had all those rubbish. We have had, I was born in poverty. We have had those rubbish. We have had it so much that, please, it just feels like, I don't know, maybe because Buhari has made, Buhari has just done so badly that the BRS minimum is just looking like heaven to everybody. Because if people who claim, to operate under some kind of social democracy and all that cannot fix ASU, who is requesting for, so billions of naira, you are pushing for a guy who has an history, a clear history of being totally anti-people, totally anti-worker. You have the guys who, I mean, the guys' answer to fix education in Anambra was to return schools back to private owners. I mean, how much did you budget for education? Nothing. He doesn't answer any of those questions. The guy is so clever, you have to just do such rubbish. There's no increase in budgetary allocation for education. You didn't fix schools. You didn't do anything. You just return schools back to private owners. And all of a sudden, you are claiming you are claiming that you transform education in Anambra. So it just feels like we are not talking about these ideas, because every time I hear that guy, I just get angry. I get angry. So I just feel like these ideas, we're just literally trying to be emotional, going back and forth, whether this person is a good man, this person is not a good man. I'm not talking of this space here. I'm just talking of, the general, political discussions that have been going on back and forth. It just feels, people just come around and we are just like, oh, Sowore is good, Peter Obi is good. We should talk about the ideas. The ideas are terrible.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Wow. Mr.
Good morning, sir.
President. Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Mr. President, sir.
Mr. President, sir. We are waiting for Mr. President.
I
Please
think
kindly hold on.
talk is
I think you're not. Kindly hold on. I guess it's network.
Good morning, Mr. President.
I can hear you. I think probably he's busy doing something else. So maybe we should just keep talking because there are other lots of people that are listening. So
I think
maybe
there's
just
supposed to be another, what do you call it? Maybe there's going to be another host. So I was going to take notes of every point we are giving. So we won't be able to keep everyone online.
yes, but right now Mr. Sowore is the only host. So and he's not responding. Probably he's busy. But I can see about 128 people
Hello,
listening.
can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes, we
Mr.
can hear you.
President.
Okay. I wanted to take Akirele. Are you there?
Adebayo.
Okay. Adebayo. But I was
Yes, sir.
talking to Akirele. Adebayo, just mute. Let's take Akirele, please.
All right, thank you, Mr. President. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning, man.
I'm calling from Jos, Plateau State, but originally from Ondo State, Sowore.
Okay.
I just want
What?
to thank you. You wanted to say something?
No, go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank you for what you've been doing, your consistency. Because if you are being sincere, it is not easy to do what you are doing. Being a revolutionary is a very difficult, task. And according to Walter Rodney, he said the only upright people among the oppressed are the ones that continue trying to destroy the oppression. So I consider you as one of the most upright person, not only in Nigeria, but in all of Africa, because our struggle is the same with every other African. What I just want to say is, being a Pan-Africanist, I'm sure you understand that our people needs to unite, as one formidable force, regardless of any diversities that we might have. Being a Christian, Muslim, anything, traditional worshiper. The only thing that is common among us is being oppressed, poverty, unemployment, and all of that.
So, and listening to, there's this great Pan-Africanist, his name is Kwame Ture. I listened to him a lot. Before he died, I think in the 1990s, one of the things he used to talk mostly about is organization, that we need to organize. Said we Africans are very good at mobilizing, just like we did during NSAS. But organization is a step ahead of mobilization, because mobilization is not
Mobilization.
permanent. Mobilization is not permanent, so we need to stay organized. In fact, organization goes to the extent of sometimes having the militia wing to protect yourself against forces, probably the police and all of the oppressive forces. Here in Jos, we had a meeting not quite long, AAC meeting, and because when I was in Ondo State, I was trying to organize, but now something brought me to Jos, which although it's temporary, and I'm trying to organize here in Jos too. The issue we had was that the chairman in Jos, because we don't have an ESCO as at now, and then we have people contesting in other local governments like Panshi and the rest. The chairman was, I don't know if it's the party policy, but what he said was he's waiting for the national body to appoint the ESCOs. And the reason why I didn't object to it, because I was not sure if it's a party policy, because I feel like we here in the States are the one that knows the most passionate people about organizing. I feel like we should be the one to appoint the ESCOs, then maybe the national body can maybe scrutinize and approve. You understand? We don't even have posters. And I'm like, look, there are posters on the website. You could just download this thing. Like, we need to take actions into our hands. But that was the first time I'm attending the meeting, and I wasn't really familiar with things that are going on. So I just want to tell you, please, maybe you can reach out to the chapter of Plateau State here in Jos. Let's know, because when we have ESCOs, it's going to make us more organized. Everybody knows their duty. We can move, because we have people in other local governments too that are contesting under AAC. We could go there, as a body. We could create awareness, and we would move faster and would work more efficiently. As at now, it's only the chairman and I think secretary that we have there. But according to what they said they are waiting for the national body to appoint ESCOs, which I don't even think is a good idea. So if you could just reach out to them, let's appoint ESCOs amongst ourselves. The national body can approve, and all of that. And then the last thing I want to say is, let us not distract ourselves, about this hysteria that is going on about this, these oppressors and all of that. Me, when I saw Peter Obi doing closed door meetings with Wike, calling Atiku his friend, I just knew, being a conscious person, that look, this guy is just being packaged and whitewashed. I don't even waste my time, because I volunteer on social media to create awareness about AAC. I don't even waste my time arguing with people. I just focus on AAC ideology, and I just want to encourage everybody that let's focus on our ideology. Let's be pro people. We can organize in our community. We can tell them what AAC is trying to do. If we see people that are being oppressed in our community, we can stand up for them. AAC can do sanitation, community sanitation. Let the people know that we are for them. You understand? And that's what our former chairman, Mr. Sowore, has been doing. Doing town hall meetings, going directly, even abroad, even with the fact that people abroad cannot vote, he still go there to talk to them. That was someone that have the people in mind does. So let's focus on the people, because we cannot carry out revolution on behalf of the people. Revolution will only take place when the masses of our people have the right political education. You understand? Revolution has to be with the people, and for it to happen, you have to equip them with the right knowledge, which is political education. So that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. President, sir. Mr. President, sir. Mr. President.
Uche, are you there? Uche.
Mr. President.
Yes. Uche,
Johnson.
are you there?
No, Johnson. Johnson.
All right, Johnson, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. I want to say something the other time I forgot. About the INEC getting people registered for PVC. Now I discover the INEC cannot move around. Like now, my own local government now, Oluyole, is very large. That INEC cannot reach many people. Now,
Yes.
but if we as member of AAC can volunteer ourselves and try to go to INEC people to reach them out and bring them to our community, like we do in our own area now, we go to INEC office, we transport them to our place, and we take them back to office in the evening and get people registered. Even in a day, like first day, they register over 100 people. And there is another thing that I'm doing presently now in my area now. People, I asked INEC about transfer. On that very day, there was large people that INEC cannot attend to, so they asked me to help them in making those that need transfer that they've registered before. They just want to transfer to the polling unit because now they added 21 units units for us. So INEC put me through to make transfer for people that they registered from another local government to our own local government or another state to our own state, that polling unit. So it's very easy. We can just try to reach. I'm trying to say this so that people will know that they can just try to reach their neighbors. No, many people, the reason why they don't vote is because where they registered was not where they are living presently. So it's easy to transfer from her mobile phone. It's just the only thing that needed is only
All
picture,
right.
white background picture that will just be snapped. And
Johnson.
let's work with INEC.
All right.
Through that, people will be able to know our intentions. They will know that we are serious. Because maybe we make use just of that. These people, they are not serious. They just want to waste our votes. But me seeing them on that very day that we started that, they know that we are serious. Because for me to transport my vehicle, to take my vehicle from my area to Idiayure, it cost me to and fro almost 4,000 naira fuel. So people know that it's like this guy is serious. They're like, are you seeing money from this? Are they giving me money? They're not giving me the money. But I saw something that you are not seeing. I know if you come together with me, you two will be able to see this thing.
Femi Adiyeye is online with us and he's taking notes. I said, drop a DM for me or him. Even to favor, they can reach me so we can coordinate this behind the scene. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. But you do.
Okay.
Uche, can you?
No, this is Richard.
Oh, Richard. Okay. Richard.
Good morning, Mr. President.
There's a lot of noise in the background. Your background. Can you reduce the?
Okay.
The
Just give me. Okay. Maybe you should call the next speaker. Why I just play the background.
You take care of that. Okay. Uche, are you there? Uche. Okay. Uche, if you're not there, can I take Dollar? Before you speak, please, let me thank you for your short video that you made for us. Thank you. Dollar,
Yes, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear, man.
Yeah, that video was only short because I didn't tell the whole story, and the story will be told a little bit in more detail in a video.
No problem.
That I will because the thing is, and sorry if I take your time here, guys. What Sowore did when he was 21 years old and I was 11 is probably one of the things or one of the reasons why I'm here today. Because he was making sure as a 21-year-old that school fees were not increased. Did he know what he was doing? No. He was just unhappy about the fact that school fees were going to be increased, and that would make him uncomfortable and unable to maybe pay the school fees to start with. Same apply to my sister. Same apply to many people. Same apply to my mother, who was a single mother of 6 children, who wasn't educated, by the way. So that story will be told in more detail later. What I wanted to say or suggest is about pushing all the other candidates. Like recently, since yesterday, I've been pushing Faith Yas of Benue House of Assembly.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be doing the same wherever I find candidates. I can't vote in Nigeria because I don't have a PVC or an NIN. I've not been in Nigeria since I left, which is not a very patriotic thing, but this is what Nigeria does to you. They chase you away, and they don't typically want you back unless on their own terms. But that's another story. So what I want to suggest is, wherever we are, let's push our local candidates.
Let me know. I'm in a meeting with Sowore.
Sorry. Yeah, let's push our local candidates wherever we are. Push your local candidates. Push, and I like what Curly said and what Adebayo said as well. Let's just keep pushing, because they will not see us coming, but they will feel us by the time we kick them out. Thank you, Mr. Shaw, for the effort and all you've done.
Thank you so much. We can take Richard now. I suppose, Richard, you clear the background. We can take you. Hey, Richard. All right. I think Richard is still struggling there.
Okay.
Uche.
Good morning, Mr. President.
Yes. Okay, Richard, go ahead, please. Yes.
Okay. Good morning. I have been following you for a very long time now. As far as I get to know you, to be candid, you've really sacrificed a lot for Nigeria. And I don't want us to keep struggling like the way we've been doing. What I would like us to do is that let's do a grassroots program. We're saying it here, and we have over 170 people joining us for this meeting, which is good. I'll be 125 now, 127 now. Keep counting, which is good. But what I would like to say is that once we leave here, let's go back and create a forum. Sorry, my name is Tope Richard. I did not introduce myself. I'm speaking from Ondo State, Akure.
Okay.
So I would like to say that let's create a move. Yeah, there's already a movement, which is the AAC, which is good. But let's now make it a how will I say, like an ideal thing for us to be able to meet with people one-on-one. Let's, how will I say, imbibe our ideas into people, because youths now, everybody is running after obedient. Everybody, they are all running. Even in on those stages, they are shouting obedient. They are some are shouting, some are talking about. And at the end of the day, the majority of them don't even have voters card. Not to even talk of them getting a permanent PVC. So I would just like to be you can organize a program in Ondo State. We can't force people, because some people will tell you they can't. They are not willing to vote. If we can mandate people in Ondo State to do this thing, to be able to get their PVC, and I went with my boss at the office to the INEC office around Alagbaka, very close to where I work here. There were so many people, and there are people that have little or no time to do this because of working ethics and all that. So if you can just help, sir, with us, we can just create a forum here, give these ideas. We have our agendas, our manifestos, and we should let people know about it, and there we push. Then we keep pushing, sir. If something like that can happen for us, what do you think? Because so many people, they know you, sir. To be frank, they know you in my church everywhere. They are Sowore, they know you. But I've been asking youth, I've been working up to asking them, who do you think should be the next president of this country? You hear Obi. I'm always like, what of Sowore? He's been fighting for us. He's been fighting for a better Nigeria. He has ideas, and I have these ideas. They are into me. What do you think we can do to avert this, sir?
Well, thank you very much, Richard. Let me put you in. I want to take Uche. This is the last group of speakers I'll be taking, and I'll wrap up. Uche, are you back, or you're not hearing me? Hello, Uche. Okay. Omotoye, are you there?
Yes, good morning, Mr. President.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. I'm Omotoye from Osun State.
Yes.
So first and foremost, thank you, Mr. President, for speaking for the masses. So I've been your follower for a long, and I've seen how much you speak up for us. I just have some observation. In Osun State here, I don't think we have a party chairman, AAC party chairman. I've made inquiry of that. I don't think we have a party. I think Mr. President needs to work on that. I think you need to visit the whole 36 states. Let them know the chairman. I think you need to support the local candidates, like people going for House of Assembly, stuff like that. Those are like I went home last week to see my I went to my hometown in Ekiti to see my parents. I was talking about Omoyele Sowore in our community, and the funniest part of it, they said they have never heard of the name. So and I will tell you, people that have these voters card are not online. They are not on social platforms. They are not there. So I think the party chairman, the party chairman should in different states should find something to do to that, so that people from local area can hear the name and their vote counts. That's just the truth. Their vote counts. So I think that was my observation, and we need to
You
see
know, the
this
funny part of it is that yes.
as
The funny part
celebrities.
of it, Motoye, is thank you very much for your suggestion. I want to make just a funny joke about Ekiti. I'm sure the people that voted in Ekiti for APC probably have never heard the name of the APC person before. Most of them. Not most of them. But when the 10,000 naira came, of course, the 10,000 naira will be pronouncing the name of the person consistently. In fact, most of them, after they collected the money, still didn't know who they voted for. Because people vote for parties in Nigeria, they don't vote for persons. My name will not be on the ballot paper, it's the name of my party. So Ekiti is a very interesting example. And that's what we are working to avert, that may Ekiti type of election never happen to us. Otherwise, we are screwed once again in 2023. But I get your point regarding party chairman or traveling around the states. As I mentioned when I started this broadcast, our party was retained or were returned to us exactly a month ago, 30 days ago. 30 days ago. Before then, usurpers had hijacked the party for 3 years. 3 solid years. So we will make sure that the appropriate persons are appointed where we don't have party chairmen who are in charge. But our goal is also to start having state congresses, and we will support candidates, across the country. And we also expect the candidates to campaign. For instance, there are a number of persons in Osun who are running for office. Where are they hiding? Right? Good news is that party leaders are here listening and taking notes, and they will attend to some of these issues immediately. Thank you very much, Amotoye, for joining in. Let's take Uche. Uche, if you're hearing me, I'd like to hear your thoughts. but I keep calling you and you're not responding. Uche, all right. All right, I think Uche is here now. Uche is here, but we can't hear him. Uche, we can't hear you, even though you have put on your mic. Okay, he's gone off again. Olawale, and then I'll take Favored as the last speaker for the day. Olawale, please take it away if you can hear me.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Olawale. Happy Sunday
Yeah,
to you.
same to you, sir. I'm happy to be here because I've been missing out the conversation because it has been done on Saturdays. So, and most times I'll be at work. I only listen after leaving work. I'm glad I'm able to meet up today. I only want to say a very big thank you for your efforts so far in trying to change the story of this country because it's been so bad that I'm a young guy. I'm from Ekiti. I work in Ikene in Ogun State. I'm a football coach. But
Wow.
this country has I've seen a lot in this country and I lost hope already. But listening to you, following you since 2019, it has raised my social consciousness. And I feel like maybe there's still little hope somewhere. Not too much hope, but like there's still hope. But even now, my worry is we are still going back. The people of Nigeria were still going back to the same problem we got ourselves into in 2015. Buhari was packaged for us. They did a merger, and look at where we are today. This is the same. We are having a repeat of the same thing now with Obi. At the end, they will merge with NNPP, the same set of people that left APC, PDP. They will be there again. They will be there as ministers, as president, vice president. Nothing will happen. There's no hope going forward. So what I tell people is, Obi is just a packaged alternative for these our oppressors to remain relevant. And as long as we are still going the same way, we will never move forward as a country. This is the problem. Someone told me how Obi has a public service experience. I told them Sowore has a social service experience, which is more than being a public servant doesn't really mean you are going to be a good servant. But being a social servant, someone that fought for justice as a young man, and even while growing old, he still fight for people, less privileged people that he has not met before. There was a guy that was released on bail recently. I heard he's a comedian, and I saw it on your poster before he was fighting to get him lawyers and get him released on bail. These are people we need in a country. But I only want to thank you for helping me. I've raised my social consciousness has been raised a bit for the past years that I've been listening to you. And what I understand is you are just like Jesus Christ, I would say. I'm a Christian, not a church goer, but a real Christian, spiritual Christian. I study the Bible well. And even from what you said then, we are all the youth now, they try to follow the open path that leads to destruction, not seeing the narrow path. Only few of us are seeing the narrow path, not even walking on that path. We only saw it, only few
Thanks,
are
man.
walking on
Thanks
that
a
path.
lot.
So I just feel, well, the more you do, the more people will get to understand that the right is the right and the wrong will remain the wrong. Nothing like less evil or bigger evil. Evil is evil, good is good. There's no sitting on the fence, there's no being neutral. If you want to be good, be good. If you want to be poor, be bad, be bad. And I'm very happy where I can find people like you on earth. Only few people on earth can really be like you. Doesn't want to compromise. You want to stay grounded on justice, which is very good. But I believe one day the people of Nigeria can see this is the way to go. This is the best we can get in this country. And maybe one day something can change. But the way I'm seeing it now, everybody following the package guy, I don't know. I don't see anything coming out from him. And I'm very happy
No,
you
I think
refuse to.
I think it's time to to keep de-emphasizing our focus on the packaging and the package guy. Like I said, how about we challenge ourselves? Speak next time. All of us would have taken on a task to push our ideas to every nook and cranny. With me, you have the best chance in a lifetime to do all the energetic work or the intellectual work to show to people that we can travel to all the 36 states. We did 34 within less than 5 months or 4 months, 2018, 2019. Some of the states, most states we went twice, 2018 and 2019. So that's not a problem, but we need to go back to work. We need to do what we're preaching here. If by next week or during the week, we start seeing pictures of you guys also holding your own town hall meetings, gatherings, putting signs up everywhere, you'll just be surprised. And I am a person who loves to do the impossible. Impossible. My entire life has been defined by doing impossible things. And I believe that what we've been told is impossible will be made possible this time. That's why I reach out to all of you on a weekly basis. Now it's going to be more frequent because we've also started the Sowore on the couch. So please, thank you so much for your contribution this morning. Please, let's go to work. And we'll be back here again, either during the week or next weekend. And sometimes the audio room can come on a weekend or, on a Saturday or Sunday. It's usually defined by some other activities going on in the underground. Thank you so much.
Welcome, sir. Thank you, sir. Happy Sunday to you, sir.
Thank you. Favored, I think we're going to take you as the last speaker for the day. Please, if you're there, you can hear me.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for bringing me back in. I just want to speak to some of the issues that have been raised. I want to first of all start by replying to the guy's celebrity nurse, if I'm not mistaken, his name. Since this whole saga or issue or whatever they called of joining Obi started, I have never, not for once, see any of these people that are so passionate and crying and pleading that they are doing it for Nigeria. I've never seen them, call Obi or even spoke to Obi in any of his interview to beg him to compromise. So the bias is clear. We can see where it is coming from. I am not surprised though, because forgive me if this may sound ethnical, but I am not surprised because Igbo people, they are very, very good at selling things. This is not to probably, destroy their image. I respect them for that. An Igbo man can sell you anything, and that is exactly what they are doing with Obi right now. They are packaging and selling him. But the problem is, what does he sell to you? Because an Igbo man will sell you an LUG in the placement of an LG. So what you get at the end of it,
I'm not trying to be politically correct. I don't think it's necessary to ethnically profile anybody. I have a lot of people, and I mean it. We have a lot of people who are supporting us who are not Yorubas, a lot of Igbos, a lot of Yorubas, a lot of Hausas. So please, I want us to discuss in a way that doesn't put ethnic profiling into the context of our conversation. Everybody is entitled to believe in a candidate they want and sell the candidate as aggressively as they want. If you too, I just want us to take out that part, and I apologize if
I apologize
anybody feels offended by
anyone who might be offended by that. But just to be clear, I myself, I am not an Igbo man. I am not a Yoruba man. So I'm not probably saying this because, I'm Yoruba, I want to join Sowore. No, I'm not trying to say that. I'm trying to say I am not even addressing Igbo in general. I am basically trying to address those specific ones who do pinpoint Sowore as the one to compromise. Because a lot of them that I've seen so far, I might be generalizing, do come from this part. But let's leave that aside. What I want to say in general is that if you feel like you so much love Nigeria, you think you're doing this for Nigeria, you want some compromise, I think Obi should be the person to speak to. So instead of coming to Sowore platform to disturb Sowore to compromise, please go to Obi platform. You're already close to him, you are already promoting him, and ask him to compromise. That's what I want to say on that. I'm moving on away from that. Talking about strategies, I think if there is anything that we are grounded on as a movement, as a party, is ideas, you know, our ideology, and that is the part that we can actually build on. There have been some suggestions as well that I have made myself that can actually promote our campaign. And what I've seen so far is that there is no a lot of what's it called, distinction and what's it called, grouping of these ideas, in the sense that I am a member of a lot of Sowore groups that have been created, and to find something that tear them apart it's been difficult. Even I've been added to some of the diaspora group as well, to look into funding and other ways to promote you. But when we get there, it's more or less like the same thing we see on the platform is the same thing that is being posted there. So I think we should put an effort to make sure that each platform stands for what it truly stands for. That's the only way we can focus. If not, we will become, you know, throw all about, you know, it will become so general. And most of all those ideas, I don't want to repeat them over here again, but I think I myself will also go into work because it is easier to point out errors in what others do. But I think it's more important when you try to do and correct those things yourself. So I will put effort myself to see how well I can, you know, organize and push the promotion of our campaign so that even if we are not on ground, for those of us who are not on ground, that we are able to directly contribute on ground and have those who are on ground, you know, maximize their efforts in spreading our AAC and our news. So I so much thank you, Omoyele, for standing at the forefront of this struggle, and I think that history will remember you for good. That it wouldn't end just with this election, just as it didn't end in the last election. You know, we would continue to be remembered for good, for what we stand for, not for what we compromise on. That is my belief, and I thank every AAC member for everything you've been doing, you know, to promote these ideas and to stand for human rights. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you very much. In wrapping up, let me personally thank those who are still listeners. I want to thank Uchechi Osuchukwu for joining us. Esther Oluide, Austin Aneke, Crankle Laredo, love you, man. Sledge the Hawker, thank you very much. Samuel Dada, staying strong all the time. Prince Ade Adewumetri, thank you for standing by us from Lagos. Idowu Amos Paul, that's from Yola. I know some of you. Williams Fetosan, I think from Germany. Sanyaolu Juwon from nowhere. Okwe Martins. Man, too much. From Lagos. Rita Edoze, Germany. I remember you. Ryan Manasseh, that's my Babalawo. Thank you for joining us. Omolara Alagbala from Lagos. Aziz Ademola, you always reach us from New York. Okebumi Olarewaju, I don't know where you're reaching us from, but thank you. Abiodu, Abuja, Emmanuel Larry, I see from Abuja. Makinde, Folorunso Ekiti, Akinade George Fajimi, Ehi Obo, Pa Emmanuel Epu, Uche Aniche, Tech Martins, Buki Abidoye, Hilary Bison, Evan Ufeli, you spoke earlier, thank you so much. Osage Dual, Sapolo, thank you. I imagine you're reaching us from either Benin or somewhere. Julius Mondale Omi Unu. Thank you so much. Prince Adebayo. Bamidele Oweye. Olumide Ogideolu. Ifeanyi Oboa. Tio Odulame. Tio, thank you. You're doing a great job on Twitter. I see you all the time. Ayilara. Bemileke. Sheon. AK Revo. Ose. Ike Semo Ojo. Toyin Fumi. TJ Gold. Joe Abuku. Oh, my great friend. Prince Goloba. Baba Akim, Wakere Tochuku Azuna, Uzenabo, Daniel Ehinobe, Taufik Adetuji Adeboale, Kende Toba, that's my mom's namesake, Kende, Shidi Eze, Odole, Emmanuel Opeyemi, one of the regulars, Olawale, Olowo Kere, thank you, Adeboale Bebo, Johnson, Kolapo, Oluwaseun, Johnson, Akinlade, Regan Ofomba, Gibson, Orugota, Araba, Fatade Bamidele, Teluo Salt Adeboale, Achike Chude, thank you so much, Mane Shama, Awosika, Dotex Mond, Olise, Chinedu, thank you, Akim, Olayiwola, Tony Osas Tony, Adejumo, Daniel, Jolomi, Ajie, Osaze, Obasohan, Suwaiba, Labo Jadadi, Ismail Excel, that's Excel from your state, is a candidate. Please follow him. Chima Naji, Lati Oluye Awuran, Shola Martins Ogunleye, Mabel Tolu Olaleye Olaoluwa, Engineer Kingsley Pabzo, Adewusi Fadula, Ayobami Adufe, Godwin Jack, Uzoka, Akwe Kanwo, Suleiman Akolam, Ino Frank Akweke, Pablo G. Pablo, Destiny Nice, Bolaji M. Oluwatose, Karonwe Shikiro Akane, very prolific guy on Twitter, Andrew Ashe Roma, Wobetehe, Adewale Adeleye Adeboale, Olakunle Orepo, the contractor, Oni Jamiu Olalekan, Ama Abiji, Iyamu Mike, Zutin Dinho, Eric Osaro, Unwene, Juliet Radia, Saro Wahe, Henshaw, Bagetbet, Monte, Ononivani, Amitemi, Fatukun Alex Oludayo, Bolawa Abe, Alade Loba Emmanuel, Helen Michael, Elman Vin, Blessings Choco, Buike Edmond, Jolayemi Sadiq, Shibuke Ohaz, Ehis John, Ademola Adabiri, Nefa George from Port Harcourt, I know you, Femi Johnson Adebayo, Femo, Unifade Adejimi Sola Damilola, Nwite Luchi, Temitope Yakubo Olumoke, Omotoye Trinity, Dari spoke earlier, Timilain, great job. Owo Yale Nimota Alayemi, Adeola Makinde, Inwihu, Gift Joshua, Akim Ibrahim, Israelite, thank you for speaking earlier. Tony Esther Ade, Oluwole Lala, Oluwashim John, Akine Shola Paul Emmanuel, Prince Adeolu Olumide, Marvelous, Chinoso Ndumechi, Bukbaka, Abukadro, AJ Zamani, NJ Jerry, Infinity, Menga, Back Are, Omo Rua Lucky, Loretta Oladayo. Thank you, Loretta. You know, you're constant as a Northern Star. Really special thanks to you. Kenneth Omenogo, Frankie Diaru, Agbato, Root. Yes, Root. I know you. Akina Nde Funke Laoshon, Opeke Obi Kingsley, Sunday Ediai, Last Adigs, Uche IG, Miye Yobola. Wow, solid person. I see you all the time on Facebook. You know, you're a solid defender. David Asaba, Aid Aide, Okorele, Oyewale Joel, Ben Sam, Okuntade, Adam, Abubakar Rogo. I know Abubakar Rogo, great friend of mine. Rita Omonua, Prince Akubo, Atairu, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy, a lot of people are asking for that your t-shirt too. I don't tire. D. Dimeji spoke earlier. Great work you do out there. Tai Oladokun, Agbai Paul, Kayode Dowu, Fiz Adebajo, Leon Saka, Wasi Fakale, Precious Daniel, Samson Olariwaju, Paul Rees. Wow, great guy here. Adeko Adewale, solid man. Abubakar Musa, Paula Abd. Thank you. These are all the listeners that we still have on. I know some left, people like Femi Adeye, but several of you stayed till this moment. Thank you. And if I didn't pronounce your name properly or didn't call you, please apologize. I'll do it next time. Thank you guys so much. I hope to see you next time, next week, where we push the idea that I can liberate our country forever and ever. Happy, pleasant Sunday, and keep pushing the ideas. If you haven't heard, everybody who's supporting this movement, we have a DP for you that you can put on. I'll put it on my timeline after this show so that you can all put it as your DP. Don't be ashamed, don't be afraid to profess what you believe in that can secure the future for us. It's the insurance, the only insurance we have against insecurity, the power sector situation, our educational system, security, the power sector situation, our educational system. Yeah, I've also been told that we need volunteers, and you can join as a volunteer on the website of AAC Party or the platform of the presidential candidate, Sowore3.org. Sowore20. You can volunteer wherever you are, and you can make your contribution as well to the campaign. We need contributions, and we'll put out all this information as soon as we're done. Once again, thank you very much and have a pleasant Sunday. Bye for now.